And we are live. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. I mean to clear my throat immediately into the mic. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Most apologies, or however you say that. Most apologetic. Apologies. I don't know. There's a bunch of different ways to say that, but whatever. Ain't not that big a deal. You all are doing well this evening. Those of you that are watching after the stream, hello, welcome. I got quite a treat for you guys this evening. So, gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna have some fun this evening. We're gonna have some fun. I'm excited. Hey there, Cliff. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Welcome to La Stream. It's good to see you. How are you? My suppressor has a little line on it. I think it's because of how it was sitting. It was leaning up against something with the paint. Been a little bit, yeah. I think the last time you were in here was for the last ARMA stream, which was last Monday when we were doing testers for this. So, yeah, been just a wee bit. Not too long though. Yep, yep. So, and this time we're doing it for realsies this evening. We're doing it for realsies. We're gonna get into it. I'll explain the rules here in a little bit, but we'll get into it. Don't worry. Don't you worry. We'll give it a good like 10 or so minutes. 8, 10, somewhere in there. Typically what I do for warm up here. But I got some interesting pairings to start off our little tournament here. Very excited to get into it. So, which, to be entirely clear, the pairings were made up by the wheel. I did not choose any of the pairings. So, some of them are rather entertaining, some of them are fascinating, and some of them I'm really eager to see how they play out. Because the pairings are, some of them are a little unfair, the way that they paired up for this first round here, but I was excited for it. So, I am ready. I'm just going to pull up Discord so I know exactly what we've got going on here for all of our rounds when we get in, once we get into it. Oh. Go through on Twitch. Yes, it did. Cool beans. Just checking. Just checking. Making sure we're all good, because I know here recently it's been a little niggly on whether or not StreamCord actually does what it's supposed to, so just double checking. Say, earlier today, I had somebody come over and was working on my back deck, which some of you guys may have seen in, like, shorts and stuff. But, a little loud. A little loud, you know? Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit loud. A lot of noise. The pup was angry. He was not happy. Not having it. Mysterious men's working on the deck that he claims is his own. That's his deck, you know? Very upset. Very angry. Very, very upsetty. But yeah. There we go. All good. Just setting some stuff up for when we get into game here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that for right now. There we go. Do that. Chonkus. You now have EBR. Ooh, fun. So you've got the full stock, don't you? You don't have the Sage International chassis, the really like bulky one. Don't you have the full stock version of the EBR 14, the M14? Right? Yeah, nice. I say honestly, that's probably better for you. I honestly don't know that I can recommend the Sage International chassis just because of how heavy it is and how front heavy it is for a lot of people. Very heavy gun. J Golden, welcome to stream. Hello, hello. Welcome. Hello. Yeah, I do like my EBR. It doesn't get out enough, but again, it's heavy. And it's a weird gun to try to use out at Bing sometimes. I should get it out more though. Maybe we'll do that next time I go out, get that bad boy out. He's not been for quite a while. I mean, the big problem that I had there for a little bit was having mag space for it, which now I do. That was the main reason it wasn't able to go out as much. I had every reason to use it, I just didn't have a good way to store mags on it. But now that I have 308 mag holders for the FAL, which is what I got them for originally, now I have this one. I'll have, ooh, cool. Very cool. Very neat. See, I don't know, I'm kind of indifferent towards camouflage guns. Jesus Christ. Hello, Megan, that was fucking loud, I'm sorry. That wasn't, I don't know how loud that was for you guys, but that was very loud for me. Sorry about that. Lordy. Hello, welcome to stream. But anyway, camoed guns, I don't necessarily dislike them. They have a purpose, especially when you start getting into like marksman rifles, DMRs, sniper rifles, that sort of stuff. But something about it, I'm just not a big fan of camoed guns in general. It's just not something I would really want. I would rather have a two-tone gun, like 2 solid colors, or just a single solid color myself. That's just me, though. I know that it makes a big difference trying to hide and conceal yourself when you have like a camouflage gun, but it's a certain aesthetic that doesn't really work for some guns. And since I don't have any guns that need camouflage other than maybe the MSR or the M14, because that's the role they fit, I really don't bother with it. Not really something I need myself, so I don't really mess with it. Not super important, but I mean, snow camo is a vibe though, Cliff. I will say, snow camo, I fuck with snow camo. That's pretty cool. Snow, I don't know what it is about snow camo, but snow camo on like an AUG or an M14 or any other kind of like gun that's got that sort of vibe to it, that do slap. Snow camo, depending on what snow camo it is, that's not too bad. And that's fair. That's fair. So you do with it what you want to do with it. So I'm not telling you how to live your life. Just giving my 2 cents on what I think about camouflage guns for my purposes. But you do what you want with it. It's yours. So, you're right. You're right. You live that life. You do what you want. I guess the other problem that I have with camoed guns is the moment you camouflage them, at least where I live, if you camouflage them for a certain season, the other 3 seasons it will not work in. So if you camouflage it for summer, it's not going to work in the other 3 seasons, whether it be spring, fall, or winter, whichever one you're working with. And that's just because our weather here is so bipolar, and it switches so quickly and so abundantly. So that's the other problem I have with camouflage guns for the most part, is it then, whatever you camouflage it for, you are then limited to only that. No camo on any marksman or sniper rifle is, yeah. I mean, snow camo is good on all of those. I will agree, but it does have a certain aesthetic. If you don't like it, you don't like it. So I can get you there. I can feel it. Snow camo is a vibe that only vibes with certain things and with certain people. So I totally get you. Totally get you, Chief. For Shoresville. I get you. Not necessarily for everybody, if you will. And I totally get that. Totally feel that. Indeed, indeed. I feel like I need like a second person here. It's like an announcer. And that'd be funny. I am gonna do like an announcer bit for the tournament that we're doing here, which is gonna be interesting. But it does seem like I need a second person. But second person, because I didn't ask anybody to. I'm not gonna just yell at somebody like, "Hey, could be my second person for this one bit." It's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do that to somebody. It's rude. See, speaking of snipers and marksman rifles, the MSR is pretty much done to get a new piston for it still. I'm still waiting to hear back from the company that I ordered my old one from, because the old one, it don't fit. It don't do what it's supposed to do. So I'm reaching out to them, waiting for a response to see what can be resolved with that, because that's kind of an important, pivotal piece of that rifle system, just a wee bit. So, for right now, it's got the old piston in it, but the new one that I had ordered, I'm still waiting to hear back from. But everything else in there is nice. It sounds real cool too. It's a very interesting sound, especially with a suppressor on it, because the suppressor goes over the barrel, so the air pattern on it is way different because it blocks some of it, just because it's a solid tube. The camo MBR14 I use is for the open field gun range in a desert looking place. Yeah, say that's a lot easier to mask for because it's a desert, so it doesn't really change a whole lot. So I totally get that. I think honestly, desert camo for that environment is the best choice in terms of camoing a gun. I think that's the easiest option to like make and then have be consistent is for desert environments or somewhere that's always snowy. Those extremes where it's always either really fucking hot and sandy or really fucking snowy and cold. Those two extremes are really good for camouflaging guns because they change so little. So I definitely get that. Desert camo for guns is definitely a solid choice. I cannot disagree with that at all. Solid choice. But I don't live somewhere where that has. Backyard is all dirt and rock for a reason, or at least now it is. Oh, okay. So yeah, it blends in back there too. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That is fair. I get you. I get you. Just fiddling with the MSR suppressor right now. Just tube. Tube. It is just tube. Not super heavy though. Compared to the rest of the rifle, it's fairly light, which I like. Got to finish painting just a little bit on it, but got a couple nicks in it that need to get touched up. That's all good. That's easy enough to fix. Easy enough to take care of. Okay, so don't know why, but gunfights in a desert is your type of thing. I get that. Say the one thing that desert gunfights would get a little interesting is depending on where, like the location. If it's just open desert, there's not a lot of cover other than like sand dunes and stuff. So fighting in a desert is definitely interesting because you're playing a lot more like height or like low ground sort of stuff. It really depends on what you're getting at. But the I've not really done any desert combat myself, as I don't live anywhere near the desert. But I can imagine that it would be very interesting. Oh, like a savanna type desert. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Gotcha. Yeah, that'd be interesting too. That'd be very fascinating. Especially if it's a lot of open ground with trees and foliage and stuff. It'd be interesting. Yeah. The tall grasses and shit. That'd be I mean I would try it. If I had the opportunity to do it, I would do it. Why not? Just for funsies. I have a whole warm weather kit that I'm building out right now, specifically for environments kind of like that, or like really hot in climates. Because we've been getting such hot days here lately at Bing, I'm building out a warm weather kit such that I can actually operate a little more efficiently and not sweat my fucking ass off all day. So, I mean, that would be really cool though. As long as you don't get your ass chewed off by a fucking lion or something. You're talking like the OG savannas over in Africa. Get your fucking shit kicked in by a lion or a fucking leopard or something. That wouldn't be fun. It's all fun in games until the fucking cheetah or a leopard jumps on your back and fucking murders your ass. Very big unowned field near your house. You're there for I mean, if they allow it and it's just big open nothingness, as long as you got a berm, man, go for it. Fuck it. I wish I had something like that. That'd be fun. That'd be real fun. I don't really have anything like that around here, though. Most of the open fields we have are in use for a while, so. No grass, but lots of trees. I mean, that's nice. Yeah. That way you can actually see what you're shooting at. Yeah. That is pretty neat. That is pretty neat. This means minimal ticks. Ticks have been fucking nuts this year. Lots of them. Lots of them. Lots of them. Lots of them there, fellas. Alright. Well, I think it is about time that we do a swapsies to gameplay. So we've been going about 16 minutes here. So, let's get into it here, shall we? Let's get into it here, shall we? Pulling up my list. Give a little bit of tunage for Chonkus. Alright, so first up we have, let's have a look-see here at our lineup going on right here. So, first up, let me pull up my list. We have round one. Round one, we have JTF2 versus the SAS, or Special Air Services, from the good old Europes. JTF2 being Canadian Special Forces. Backing up to round two, we have SOG, or MACV SOG, from Vietnam, Korea era here in the States, versus our very own Delta Force. So that'll be an interesting matchup. Very interesting indeed. Behind them, for round three, we have the Navy SEALs versus CTSFO. Good old Europe's counterterrorism unit. Specifically, I believe the UK. For round four, we have Shadow Company versus Task Force 141. I did not make up this on my own. The wheel decided this is what round 4 was going to be on its own. So we're putting these two fucking titans of the gaming world up against each other right away for round 4. One of them will get absolutely annihilated, and one will move on to the next round. After that, we have Grom versus the PLA, or the PLA being PLA SOF, which is the People's Liberation Army, which is the Chinese Special Forces units, basically. So I did my best with these guys. I'm fairly limited on what we have because there's not a lot known about the PLA SOF. China is kind of tight on that sort of info, so I did my best with these goobers. But they are going up against Grom, who were some heavy hitters in our little intro to this tournament, if you will. So, we are going to see what happens there in round 5. Round 6, we have the Black Ops 2 SEALs from the campaign. Again, doing the best I can with these guys, because some of these assets are not something you can find in ARMA at the moment, as far as I have. But they are going up against yet another Titan in the gaming scene, specifically in COD, which are the 75th Ranger Regiment from MW2, with Sergeant Foley and the boys. So, we've got another interesting matchup. Two video game groups that are, you know, kind of going head-to-head from different IPs, but both from Call of Duty. So we'll see how that goes. So, for round 7, we have GSG-9 versus GIGN. This is also an interesting matchup. The GIGN surprised us last time because of how fucking ruthless they were in their rounds against, I believe it was... I think it was Alpha Group that they went up against, or Spetsnaz. They were absolutely decimated, those poor dudes. However, this time GSG-9 has a little, or they should, if I take it out, Okay, one of these guys is supposed to have a little shield boy, so we might have to look at that. But the GSG-9 is supposed to have... Yeah, this guy's supposed to have riot shield, so we'll fix that when we get to it. So that'll be an interesting matchup to see how the shields do and how they compete against these heavier boys over here. Because these guys were just fucking annihilating shit last time. So, and then for round 8... we have FSK, which is Norwegian Special Forces, versus the 3rd Ranger Battalion, not 3rd Ranger Regiment. That was a fucking misspelling on my end, or a misinformation, whatever you want to call it. So 3rd Ranger Battalion, or just Army Rangers, whatever you want to call it. But this is like the, not necessarily tip of the spear of the Ranger Battalions in the U.S. Army, but this is one of the more notable U.S. Army Ranger battalions, which is 3rd Ranger. Sporting the nice little favela sort of vibes going on. They're very low profile, if you will. Quote-unquote low profile. And then for our final round here, in the first lineup, before we start missing and matching and stuff, we have Alpha Group, or Spetsnaz from Russia, up against MARSOC, or the Marine Raiders. That one's going to be fascinating as well, because they're two kind of separate, or two separate skill sets going up head-to-head in this last round, and I'm very eager to see how this one does. The other caveat that I do want to mention with some of these goobers is we may, depending on how this goes, we may pull the Grenadiers out of some of these guys. Say, this guy here, he's got a shield. Let me fix that for GSG-9 while I keep talking here. So, the Grenadiers in the trial runs for this were a little OP. A little OP, just a wee bit. So, if needed, we will... So you guys can see these are all in here, so I can quickly swap them back and forth as needed. But, yeah, so you're supposed to have this little man. There we go. Fly. Kerchonkus, there we go. Now he's got his shield in there. There we go. Ah. Perfect. Now, with that said, obviously these guys will not be here once we start rolling into it. I'm going to move them off and whatnot so they don't absolutely murder each other. But this over here is going to be our field. New and improved. Very much, it's almost an exact copy of the original. I just kind of copied it over, put it on a flat surface to make it nice and even and fair, added in some rocks and some foliage and some additional cover to the edges. The main reason being is we are going to give these guys a little more autonomy than last time. Rather than just jumping like straight into the center here, quote-unquote, we are going to have them go about 25% of the way in and then set them to search and destroy. So, that will add some more dynamic fights, some more interesting fights, rather than all of them just jumping headlong into gunfire. So, we should see a little bit more sustained firefights and some more interesting engagements, rather than them just jumping straight into the center and ending it in about 2 seconds. So, that also will help with the Grenadiers, hopefully not being as much of a problem. So, obviously we do also have me up here with the good old Bolty, should a certain individual or enemy needing a swift end by my hand for any particular reason. But we are, we're going to get right into it for round 1 with the GTF2 boys and our SAS boys. We're going to get right into it. Put them right here. We're going to set their pathing. So I'm eager for this lineup. I'm putting in a good word here for good old Reaps. Because, my God, put them about 25% of the way in and then set them immediately. Hold on. Going to do this and then this. And we're going to set this to seek and destroy. So basically anything within this arena that they are contained to, they will then begin to patrol around and try to engage targets, making it just a little more dynamic. Rather than just jumping straight into it. I'm just going to get a bird's eye. Make sure that they're at a good angle here so they don't just get immediately smoked. Trying to make the playing field as even as possible for our boys here. So right about here. there, and then Kerchonkus, seek, and destroy. Bam. That is what we like to see. So they're about a quarter of the way in from the corners when they start to seek and destroy or hunt down their enemy playing fields here. So, for the time being, we are going to grab our homeboys here. Grab all these. All you, all you, all you, you, and you. We're going to pull you guys over here to this side. See, I don't think you guys should be a problem. Actually, you know, we'll just get rid of them for right now. I'll just remember the lineups for myself a little bit. Have to be smart. Because I do have them all saved. So, should be fine. No problems here. And I believe, give it one last look here, one last sweep. Give you guys an idea of what we're dealing with. A little lower to the ground, so we're a little slower. Yeah, say we got downed cars, we have barriers, we have the Connex boxes, which are popular for the AI to go and fucking hide in like gremlins. We have a bunch of like downed logs, foliage. And the big change is that the playing field is not at an incline or a decline. It's almost entirely flat all the way around, making it a more even terrain and a more even fight because originally the people over here in this corner, our quote-unquote Op 4, were at a much higher decline, making them get to the center area much slower. So this should ideally help level the playing field. And just for you guys, we have... Oh, no, not that. We have a little counter down here at the bottom. So you guys know exactly who is up and who is going up against who for each round. And that will change every single round as we progress. So, we are going to go straight into it. Now, just as we did last time, it will be best 2 out of 3. So we'll do 2 out of 3 rounds, unless the rounds are taking so long that we have to jump to just 1. But I'm hopeful that we won't have to do that. These guys should be fairly efficient. I've knocked up all of their aiming coefficients to be a touch better than they were before. So these rounds, once they start engaging each other and start taking fire and, you know, getting into firefights, the rounds should end relatively quickly, but they shouldn't end as quickly as they were before, which should make them a little more fun, a little more entertaining for you guys. Because we're all just a bunch of Romans here looking at a gladiator arena and thinking it's hilarious that people are dying. If we really think about it. So, let's jump right into it. We're going to go ahead and start this first round. With our GTF forces versus the SAS. Add in my homeboys here. Just units. So, as we can see, and I will not be playing sides on this one. I will not be doing anything here. We're already engaged. Don't mind that the SAS are speaking Russian. That has nothing to do with their performance here. Nothing to do. Got a good shape going on. Good L. A lot of these dudes are clumped up right now. Let's see how these guys are faring. Oh, they've already lost a couple boys. JTF guys have already lost a couple of their lead members here. Looks like they're down 3 men at the moment. Got their squad, their saw gunner laying down some hate. Let's see if the SAS boys are faring any better. It would appear that they are. Doesn't appear that they've lost anyone yet. They've got a lot of dudes crawling around right now, staying out of contact. Let's see. JTF2 are on the move. Are their medics doing... Oh, yep, their medics are attempting, from the looks of things, to... Well, this medic doesn't really seem to be doing his job at the moment. He is actively standing out in the middle, getting shot at, rather than going to help his homie out. Let's see if he can do it. See if he can remove some targets here. That object is floating a little bit. We need to fix that. That shouldn't be doing that. That's fine. No grenades yet have gone off, which is fascinating. Normally the M203 boys would be a little more eager, but so far we have a whole lot of nothing. Looks like somebody's knocked over this barrier here, which some of these barriers are dynamic. They will fall over if they are pushed over. So, oh. Medic is trying to save his homie's life here, while also not losing his own. SAS is keeping a very nice tight circle. JTF is not, on the other hand. JTF is losing a lot of dudes, and they are spread out very, very thin at the moment. Got a couple of SAS guys over here trying to get a flanking maneuver. Let's see if they can do it. Oh. You're not down yet. You're not down for the count just yet. Saw Gunner is still doing work back here. We have one SAS man down. Looks like one of their team leads has finally hit the dirt after a sustained bout of fire. These poor dudes over here are not looking good for JTF right now. JTF 2 is not looking too good. Let's see, they have currently 3 men up and running, with 3 more on the ground, one of which the medic should ideally head back and heal. That is why his little icon is purple right now, because the medic is attempting to work backwards towards him. But obviously he's in a bit of a tricky situation. Oh, he's healing himself up, actually, as we speak at the moment. Getting up his own strength. Staying out of the SAS's line of fire here. Getting some good little shots in there. JTF, that saw gunner is doing work over here. He is getting a fairly decent flank here. But I have a feeling the time for this medic is about to run out. Yep, there he goes. And screwed. So, unfortunately for the JTF boys, that means any of their men that are on the ground right now dying are officially dead. There is no revival going to be happening during the rest of this engagement. Oh, no. So, it is up to these 2 boys over here to finish the fight, so to speak. So these guys still have their medics, so their downed men could potentially still get up. They have lost their saw gunner, though. Saw gunner is really pushing his luck at the moment. We have one squad lead over here who appears to be engaging. Seems like he's attempting to get a fucking line on somebody. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like he's going to be acting too much longer.
Shit! See that?
He is not sounding too good. He is running the FAL, which doesn't seem to be helping him a whole lot at the moment. I did think the JTF boys would have a bit of an edge because they have a lot of 308 on their side compared to the SAS guys. But clearly that did not help them too much. This suppressing fire must just be doing enough to keep this guy down. But eventually he's going to run out of... Let's see, has he gotten any hits in on this guy? He is I guess this dude is simply just in the better spot at the moment. Running that good old L85. This is actually, the SAS boys are the only ones currently running bullpups other than the PLA, which are of course using the QBZ 097, I believe. Let's see, how are these guys faring? Oh, their medic is dead, so any of their men currently on the ground are also dead. Neither team has a medic left, so it is currently do or die for these forces. there is, of course, still a lot more. And, oh, SAS just lost their team lead. That is not a good look for them. These two JTF boys are really doing work. The LMG and one of their team leads, their squad leads, although it looks like their squad lead is completely out of ammo for its FAL. Not great. Not great at all. It appears that he is taking fire from somewhere. Not entirely sure where. Ah, right there. That's where. Oh no! Shit. Alright, and then there was one. Then there was one. Oh, and he dropped his homie. That's a man down right there. That's one dead. See if this LMGer can pull it together. Clutch out the win. Oh, he's falling back, falling back. This one SAS gunner has a good lead on him. And he's down! So SAS takes the first round. That was a lot closer than it could have been. Just in general. That was way closer than I expected. Alright, so that is the end of our first round. You're going to go ahead and just simply restart for round 2. We'll go right back into it. Currently, JTF2 is on the ropes. They need that second win to really get this going here. Go ahead and do this. Bring this up. Get our panel so we can see what these guys are doing. Simply our units. Put that away, and let's see what happens. It seems like they are engaging rather quickly, which may or may not be great for them. You guys are already scattering. They've taken some rounds. They don't seem to be entirely sure where they're taking ammo from. They are fanning out a fair amount here. Oh. One of their team leads has seen their target, and he is down. That is one down already for our SAS boys. Seems like JTF is taking a much more cautious approach this time. Rather than... Oh, he resurrected himself. It was not a critical bleed. Either that or the medic somehow apparated over and picked him up again. So, okay, alright, SAS is still up 10 to 10 right now. 10 operators to 10 operators. Although, it's entirely plausible that he will continue to bleed out if he... Oh, there he goes. Patching himself up. Looks like they are holding position at this down Chinook. JTF still holding a tight circle over here. Just waiting for opportunity, it seems. Perhaps. Say, no sightlines here on this side of the map. This might be a slower match. This might be a slower match. We'll see. Guessing they're still waiting. Yep, they're just holding in position. See if they're going to make a play here. They will eventually move, or they should. If they don't move on their own, I will instigate a little bit, if needed. They might just be a little bit spooked. Say, JTF is most likely waiting for another opportunity to shoot. These guys are still not sure where the fire came from in the first place, so... Probably just a little aroused. Or not aroused, a little scared. Scaroused, if you will. They're scared and aroused all at once. Say, if they don't start moving, I am going to instigate and move them myself. Just to keep things moving here. Does kind of seem to be happening. Let's go ahead and just instigate a little bit here.
Copy.
And then we want to seek and destroy. And then we will do the same thing with these guys, because I'm guessing the AI is just a little confused. There we go. Keep them on the move here. Because clearly they're not quite following in as they should be. Okay, something just a little broken with him. I think something's a little broken with the AI. I think that initial gunfire and not knowing where it came from, I think spooked these guys just a little too much. So what we're gonna do here, so we're not gonna put these guys. I'm gonna send them off kind of in different directions here. That way, hopefully they come across each other a little more. I'm gonna send these guys over to this corner. And then we're going to send these guys kind of off in this direction. And have them do the same thing. Hopefully they come across each other and start engaging, so they don't just kind of sit and do nothing. Something clearly didn't go quite right with these guys in the first place. So we'll just kind of wait and see what happens here. Effectively, we're going to put these guys kind of over in this quadrant here, try to get them to engage one another. There we go. That should help. Does look like one of their men took a little bit of heat there. Now, yeah, there we go. Now they're spreading out a little bit. Now they're looking. Now they're looking. I did forget, the SAS guys do also have a little bit of 308 on their side. With the Minimi and the G3. So, it's actually fairly even. Okay, someone knocked over this pallet again. That's fun. Still need to lower that down. That's my bad.
Stay sharp.
Okay, well, guys, what are you doing? Not recommend just sitting there. Trying to get these dudes to re-engage here a little bit. I think something's just not quite right with them. New task, hunt. How that does. See if changing up the command is a little better for them. Yeah, task hunt seems to be helping out a lot more here. Get them out of the open, get them actually moving around a little bit. Like our main engagement is going to be happening over here in this quadrant, which is not surprising given the.
Enemy fire! Engage that man. Left flank. Enemy fire! Under fire!
Oh, their lead man better be careful. Oh, and there's our first grenade strike of the entire match, taking out their heavy gunner and one of their team leads. Permanently removing their heavy gunner. Their team lead is still in pretty bad shape there. Not completely down for the count yet. Got both of their squad leads going at it right now. Oh, bold maneuver from the JTF squad lead right now. Bold maneuvers right now. Let's see, we got a lot of gunfire going on over here. Oh, their medic is down. That is a bad look for the SAS right now. That is not what you want to see at this moment, with so many of their men on the ground at the moment. Oh, oh no. JTF playing much, much safer this time. Putting their men further back into the lineups here. Really utilizing that vehicle cover right now. If their medic goes down, that is game over for a lot of their men right now. Here on the SAS side. JTF not taking any severe casualties whatsoever in that gunfight. None. Oh, and their main man is down. Their main leader is down. Things are about to get a little more spicy in here. SAS is scattered to the wind at the moment. Not coordinated at all. Oh, and their medic is back up. Their medic has resuscitated and is healing himself. See if he can get back over to their other team lead and help him out as well. Let's see, this guy's still kicking in here. It's looking like it's a 7 to 10 squad here right now. 7 to 10, 7 to 10. Let's see what they can do. Oh! JTF is taking a little bit of heat. We got a very wide spread going on right here with JTF. They are very spread out, which is both good for covering ground and keeping the enemy on their toes, but also very good for getting snuck up on and dropped really easily. Oh! And that was a clean upper body shot right there. Very clean. Their medic is definitely... Oh! It's another man down. Medic is down. So, any remaining boys here are completely KIA. If they go down, they are done. They are donezo. It's a 4-man, it looks like, at the moment. Oh, and that's a good grenade strike there. Not entirely sure where that came from. I'm guessing from our SAS Grenadier back here. A good launch on his part. Very good launch. Oh. SAS looks like they might be losing another teammate here. Potentially. Looks like they're all trying to congregate on the far end here. But we still have one here that's gonna be a problem if he's still alive. He is hiding away in here. Yep. He's gonna be a real big problem. He's going to be a big problem indeed. Hopefully we don't see a friendly fire incident here. A lot of dudes congregating on this box, and there's one guy inside. Let's see. Oh no. Oh, there's a lot of dudes there. Oh, we have a man down on the JTF side. Finally, one man that is dropped. Oh no, we have a lot over here. JTF has lost a lot more men than it seemed. Did lose an SAS member over here. JTF is slowly losing more and more men, which is not great. Their medic appears to be stuck. And, oh. That is not what you want to see. Is this guy cheating? Is he stuck? If he's shooting through the wall, I'm going to move him. That is most certainly unfair. We don't want any cheating happening here. We don't want any of that. It would appear that our medic here is stuck. I'm going to mercy and move him just a little bit. There we go. Also going to reconvene this guy with his squad. Hopefully to get him to move. There we go. Just for the sake of fairness, I am going to move some of these guys around just so they continue to move. It's not super fun to just watch a dude hiding in a corner, stuck because the AI is just bugged out. Not super fun. Okay, their medic is patching up. Hopefully he's going to go over and help out his squad mates here soon. Oh, and there goes his lead. I don't know where he got shot from, to be honest. I have no idea. JTF is looking very scattered at the moment. Their medic is down. He's down. Oh, that's just their medic left. This is not a good look for JTF right now. JTF is looking pretty rough. I thought they were winning this fight, but it seems like the AI did some goober shit and royally fucked their chances here. It's not looking great. I won't end any of the JTF guys, because theoretically they could still get revived by the medic. Oh, and there he goes. Somehow SAS pulled it out of their ass for this last half here. And finished the fight. Don't know how much that had to do with the AI being stupid. He is dead. Just checking around, making sure we're not missing anybody. I believe that is in fact a game, though. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and call that in the favor of the SAS boys. So, SAS advances. And that means it's time for round 2. Which is, of course, Delta versus Mac v SOG, I do believe. We pull that back up just to make sure I know which groups we're going with here. One second, gang. Pulling this up. We are, of course, going to remove these guys. JTF is out. They are out of the running. Completely ruined. So, it's unfortunate to see, but that is just the way it goes. I was kind of hoping for Reap's sake that the JTF boys would go a little further, but here we are. Yes, Delta Force versus Mac v SOG. So, let's get these guys out here, get their paths set, and get them in. First up, Mac v SOG. Let's see, right here. Got our Mac v SOG boys. Give you guys a little look here. They are basically, these are more modernized versions of what Mac v SOG were, but this is a modernized envisioning of what they would have looked like had they made it to the modern era before the unit was not necessarily disbanded, but not quite as well known. So, bam, and, excuse me, bam. And then here we will have them Seek and Destroy, Kerchonkus. Going to quickly lower down this, because that might be messing up sightlines just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, come on. Snap that. Ah, that's why that's doing that. I see. The snap point is higher than it actually should be. There we go. Save that. So that sightline should be a little better now. And then we need our Delta boys. Delta Force. Here we go. Put them right here. Bomb. And Kerchonkus. Pull them back just a little bit. Because it did seem like JTF had a little bit of an edge on sightline initially. So, have them go there, and then fan out. So, this is round 2. Let me update the board here. We have the SOG. And we have, on blue 4, that's not how you spell that, Delta Force. Ooh, hold on. Delta is a little close. Don't want that. Right there. There we go. That's better. Just nudge that over a little bit. Much better, much better. Alright. Delta Force versus Mac v SOG for round 2. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into it, ladies and gents. For chunk. And we want to drop these guys in. We can see where they're moving. Bam. Alright, let's see how she do. Delta Force is on the move. They already have sightline, it seems like. Or at least one of them appears to have had some sort of contact. Yep. These guys, I don't know why, but this side really likes to favor the Chinook as viable cover. They really do like that. Oh. And shots are being fired at our Delta boys, who, for whatever reason, appear to be pulling out their pistols really early. Not entirely sure why, but they most certainly are. I think there's a little bit of confusion going on with the AI and their weapon systems, but that's okay. Little bit of confusion. Let's see. Delta Force is spreading out. Fanning, covering as much ground as possible to get some nice clean angles on these guys. And these guys are... They appear to be fanning out primarily around the Chinook, which is fascinating. This is a lot more open space than what the Delta guys are going to be dealing with. It does look like that medic is slowly trying to get up to his buddy to heal him, get him back in the fight, which is good. Good to see a medic doing his job. Always good to see the resident med doing what he's best at. Let's see how that goes for him. Slowly making his way around. Being very, very cautious, which is good. Oh. Looks like he's taken contact, potentially. Oh, and we have a grenade strike. How close is that to our fellers here? Oh, lots of grenade strikes going on right now. Lots and lots of grenade strikes. Oh, looks like our medic... Oh, there's another M203 just fired. I don't know where that landed. Guessing it hit something that was not within arming distance. Oh, we got grenades being thrown. My goodness. MacV Sog is very grenade heavy at the moment. My goodness. Medic is still trying to help out his fallen teammate. Oh, and there's a grenade. So our Delta boys that are down are just done. Me thinks that these guys might have a couple more grenades than they should. That's a lot of grenades going off. Me thinks there's a little bit of unfairness happening right now. I think our SOG boys might be cheating and bringing in illegal contraband that I didn't know about. Because that is a lot more grenades than they should have. I'll have to check over their kits. If they have more grenades than I think they do, we're going to have a redo on that. Because that is a lot of unfair grenade usage very quickly. Which their single grenadier should not be able to do. Although this heavy gunner is doing work. He is not going quietly on this one at all. And there he goes. Alright, we are going to check over their kits because that seemed a little suspicious. I'm going to just quickly do a gear check. One moment. Let me have a look here. Let's see. You come here, good sir. I just want to look over your grenades. What's the grenade situation looking like? Let me see here. What you got? What you got? Something's a little odd. You got smoke grenades. Smoke grenades are allowed. Smoke grenades are not illegal here. There we are. That's what it is. So, this guy's carrying 2 RDGs, which means that his 2 squad leads behind him most likely are as well. Alright, let's have a look at that. That's some illegal contraband here that will most certainly result in a forfeit of that round, because that is not allowed. Say, smoke grenades are one thing. Smoke grenades are just fine, but that's a lot of RGDs I'm seeing there, fellas. It's a lot of grenades I'm seeing. We don't want none of that. Let's just have a look here at what you guys are using. I'm guessing they shouldn't have any more on them. Once we get rid of these. I'm just going to start searching for RGDs. I think it's because I'm using the Spetsnaz operators here. Let me just search RGD. In here, sorry. Yep, okay, so all these guys appear to have, and I'm guessing that's a characteristic of all of these guys because of the base thing that they're built off of. That's my bad for not going through and checking all of them. GD, yep, there we go. Get out of here, we don't want that. We don't want that. Going through... So we will scratch that last round because the Grenadier is the only one that should have grenades of any kind. And these guys are not Grenadiers. That is illegal maneuvers, boys. We can't be having that. None of that. No, no, no. No, no, no. Say, this is your grenadier. That's fine. He should be just fine. Let me just check. Let me see. How many do you have on you? You guys are bringing in a bunch of grenades that you shouldn't be having in the first place. Let's just have a look. Yeah. No, no, no. You get your M203. That's all you get. These are all within the rules, boys. All within the rules. You should have read them more carefully. Ah, shit. Gotta be. Have to check over the Alpha Group boys as well, because they are also built off of the same base models. So we'll have to check them over for illegal grenades as well. Get rid of that. And then, while I'm here, let me just check your backpack for grenades as well. Okay, cool. You guys don't have grenades in your backpacks, which means you should be good. You don't have any on your kits as well. Yes, cool. Fantastic. We will apply that. And we will save this. Save custom comp under our MacVSOG guys, just in the event that they continue on, so they aren't bringing more grenades that they shouldn't be bringing in here. So, go ahead and save that, thank you. And we can jump right back in for the redo of round 1 for Delta Force and MacVSOG. So, let's get back into it. Back into the fight here, ladies and gentlemen. Had some cheating that had to be edited. Well, cheating as in I accidentally left grenades in. That doesn't seem important, though. So, let's see how they do this time. Delta should not see so many casualties so early on via grenade throws. Because I was very careful to check over a lot of these guys for grenades and stuff. It's just these guys are built off of the Spetsnaz units, which are a custom composition unit from another mod that I had. That was my bad for not checking them over, assuming they didn't have any. That is indeed my bad. What are we doing here, fellers? What are we doing? Okay, the Delta boys appear to be very afraid at the moment. Can't be doing that. I'm going to send you guys over here and task hunt. Can't be doing that, fellas. None of that. Can't be doing that there, boys. None of that, please. That is an unfair advantage if you just hide away in the corners. It's also a good way to get your entire squad killed if you get engaged. And gunfight has begun. The SOG guys are engaging from an angle that the rest of their fellers are not, so this should be fascinating. See how quickly they get overrun here, if at all. They may not. The M60 going off to the right, over here in the wood line. Oh, MacVSOG is already taking casualties. Okay. Oh, and there's a grenade. That is an M203, I do believe. Let's see, where's our grenadier at? I do, in fact, believe that was an M203 getting fired off right into the heart of our boys here. Most unfortunate, but well placed on Delta's part. Well placed indeed, if that's indeed what that was. Oh, we're getting some full auto usage out of our squad leads here. Very nice. Very well done. Looks like, oh, the medic is doing work. He's getting some boys up. Oh, he's down. Alright, never mind. Medic is attempting to get some of his friends back up. Oh. And he's down. He is down. Is his teammate about to join him, or is he going to avenge him? Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Nope. He's retreating into the safety of the Connex box. He said, fuck this shit, I'm out. And what is very impressive here is that a lot of our Delta guys are not using their main... These guys are just going for a leisurely one. Holy Lord. They do not have a care in the world right now. They are just walking around, not minding... They are playing very cocky this evening. These guys absolutely flatlined a bunch of their units early on, and now they are just going for a leisurely stroll. Not a care in the world. A lot of them using pistols. Let's see if this saw gunner can make it out with his M60 intact. Can you do one Rambo gun? Can you do it? Come Rambo? Question mark? Saw gunner on saw gunner right now. Oh, and it does appear he's down. He is down. Oh, actually, their medic is down as well. So that means he's down and he is down. It is 1v10 at the moment, I believe. I don't think the Delta Boys have lost a single person. That initial M203 really put them ahead. Something tells me that was revenge for the last round where all those illegal grenade throws were happening. I do, in fact, believe there was a little bit of vengeance going on here. Let's see. We're going to just zoom in on this guy and see what happens. Oh! First Delta is down. It's a very, very cheap way to do this, but it is allowed. It is an allowable thing. He's not stuck. Oh, he is down! Coming right from behind. And now he's just going to absolutely annihilate that poor man. So, technically no casualties, because this soldier here can still get revived. Let's see if it's going to happen. That medic is coming up. Looks like he's going to try to get his buddy back up, maybe? Potentially? Not entirely sure. But, alright, that is the end of round 1 here. The redo of round 1. Go ahead and restart and go in for round 2.